Okay guys, it's Sam again. I just knocked out this other side here and I went through it way faster and found some shortcuts, so I want to share it with you while it's fresh in my mind. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. Step one, you take off the wheel. Step two, you remove the plug. I'm sorry, actually this airline and this plug have a little zip tie around them, zip tying them to the old shock. So first thing you do is just clip that off. Get a little set of clippers. Where are they? Oh, I can't find mine now. Where are they? Damn it. Here they are. A little set of these guys, and just carefully snip the zip tie. It's holding them on. It's right around where that green is, and it keeps them against there. The new airbags don't have that zip tie, and you don't need it. Okay, so step one, take the tire. Step two, cut the zip tie. Step three, remove the plug, okay, out of the old unit. And the way I did that was, I've only got one hand because I'm filming, but I'll show you what I did with one hand. With one hand, you grab this end. Not the airline, I'm sorry, just the electrical, and you put some pressure to pull on it, and then with the other hand, get a needle nose, not a needle nose, get a flathead screwdriver, and you just put it in there and just twist it like that to slowly put pressure on the release. It'll make sense when you're in there. There's a little release on the top, and you're basically just twisting. So you put pressure along the top that pinches it down. So as you're twisting with the left hand, well, as you're twisting with one hand to release the clip, with the other hand and the needle nose, you're giving just a little tug on the wire and it'll come right out. That's how you get that out. Leave the airline connected. Next step is what I was telling you before. You get a saw like this, go underneath the car, and just cut. I showed this in the last video. Just cut through that fat rubber line that's going to the reservoir. You're gonna hear air leak out. That's what you want. You're letting all the air out of the system. Good. Okay. Then I went by the R-Knot video, and it tells you to unbolt this bolt and this bolt. So that's what I did. I did these two nuts here. Now I have no idea why you take the shock nut out, but somebody, if you want to try it without taking that nut out, maybe you can get by. They never have you take the nut out, the bolt out. So I don't know why you need to relieve the nut, but I did it anyways. It only takes a minute. So these two come out. Then you do the guidler arm. Okay, this is might be under a little pressure, so watch for it to pop loose when you take the spring out, when you take the bolt out. That should come out. And then you just do the sway bar ends, top and bottom. That's all you need to do, guys. You don't have to do this other crap with this nasty bolt and nut here. This guy is that one. Leave them alone. You don't even need to do it. Once you've got it like this, you can get the bottom out. You move the guidler arm out of the way, and you start sliding the old bag out, okay? Once you got the old bag part of the way out, that's when you can start messing with the airline and get it unhooked. It's much easier to do it that way, guys. Don't try to get it out when it's still in the vehicle. It's a pain, okay? Once you get it out, once you get the shock out, and you unhook that 10mm airline, then just put the new shock in. Oh, I'm sorry. Then you have a little shock mount at the top. It's a little plastic thing. Let's see if I still have mine around here. I think I tossed it. Well, yeah, I don't see it anywhere. It ended up in the trash already. But it's a little, they give you a replacement one with the new unit. It's a little white plastic thing. It's this color. And it screws up into a little stud in the top there. So you take out the old one, put in the new one they gave you, then force your new shock in there, but don't worry about the top lining up yet. All you need to worry about when you're forcing the shock in here is that, see where it says this side facing wheel? You need to make sure that's facing the right way. And then just jam that bad boy in there. Again, don't worry about getting the top lined up yet. You just got to get the bottom over the guide-load arm and resting in this area here, or even inside this crack is even better. But if you get it up in here, spin it, and then it'll slide into this crack so it's facing the right way. Once you get the bottom into this notch here, then line up the top. Line up the top last, and it'll slide right in. Then slide it over to where it needs to be, put everything back together, and you're done. I knocked it out in, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Much easier if you don't have to screw with this unnecessary bolt that they told you to mess with. For bolt sizes, I covered some of this in the previous video. I'm going to go over it again real quick to try to help you guys out. Let's see. The back side of the sway bar linkage is a 22 millimeter. The front side is 5/8, I believe, which is, yeah, 5/8, which is the same as 16 millimeter. So this side, 5/8. Both sides at the bottom, 5/8. This is the 10 millimeter. I'm sorry, this is a 10 millimeter here on the guide-load arm. Other side of the guide-load arm, 18 millimeter. And this at the bottom of the airbag is a what is it? It's a 21 millimeter, I believe, or 13/16. Fits it also. I actually ended up using that because I had 2 of those 13/16 sockets, and that did the trick for me. Otherwise, let me just double check. Yeah, it's or a 21 millimeter, 13/16 or 21 millimeter. So, also in my first video, I was looking for air leaks on this. There's no air in there, guys, I don't think. I was wrong about that first video, just a heads up. I had some bad information from somebody. I should have never listened to that guy in the first place. I should know better. He's an idiot. Anyways, yeah, so good luck with it, guys. I hope I've helped out a lot. Again, you know, get a saw like this. That's what you need. You'll cut right through there. You might even get a Sawzall up there, but I wouldn't trust a Sawzall up there because it only takes a minute to cut through it, man, by hand. And it's easier when you're doing it by hand. Watch out though, the parking brake cables are nearby that area. And this is the plastic piece. When they give you the new copper air fitting, this is the plastic piece that's on the end. You take this off the copper air fitting and then you slide your hose in. So it's your plastic hose directly into copper. There's nothing else in there. Good luck with it, guys. I hope this helped. Bye.